Can you hear me? Daphne, can you hear me? Daphne, can you hear me? Okay. I'm sharing. I don't know why it's not giving me the experience. Can you see my screen? Because I'm sharing. God, we can't be having this problem every day. I'm sharing. I can't see my share. I don't know. Do you have guessed? Yes. Someone says we can't see your share. Can anyone see my shared screen? I'm reading your chat. On my second monitor, I can't see my share screen. Can you see? We can't see it. So I'm resharing. Present. I can't still share. I'm not able to share. Can someone help me share? IT, please. Just my face. Yeah, I know. Trying to get the share stuff working. I can hear you, Simon says. Okay, Simon, I'm trying to get the share screen working. Not again today. Please, IT, can you let me share? Morning, everyone. Good to see you. Okay. While I'm expecting that I will be led to share, please, IT, help me share. Let me start by answering the questions. Amazing. Yeah, thank you very much, IT. Appreciate that. So I can now share the entire screen. Okay. Sharing entire screen is not yet working. IT, please help me. Sharing entire screen not yet working, but sharing a window is working. So when I share a window, it's working. When I'm sharing entire screen, it's not working. So I'm going to share window. Window is working very well. So I see sharing a window, it's not working again. Okay, I'm just going to leave it on share entire screen. Please, IT, help me. If that comes on, I'm totally fine to take off. My shared screen is still yet not working. Morning, everyone. Morning. Okay, while I'm expecting that IT would help us resolve this, I'm going to quickly go into the questions that have been asked. Quickly, I'm going to try to make sense of it. So first, I just need to open class one. Let me quickly just see my V's dashboard. I'm waiting for the link. I promised to answer some questions today. Come to class, I will explain. Okay, there is this question by, um, I think her name is Zara Shehu. Zara Shehu, I don't know if you are in class. Your problem is Window Max is not working for you. Yeah? So I see your window marks not working for you, and I looked at where you have number of students. I asked you to open number of students, but you open calculations too and sent a screenshot. I want to see the number of students, because if in number of students you don't have something like some student count student ID or count ID student ID, that's why that thing is not working for you. So open that field called number of students, and then let's look at it. Yeah, I'll wait for your feedback almost immediately. Please, IT, we still need your help. We still haven't been able to share. Just gonna try it one more time. I'm trying to share one more time. Entire screen. Okay. IT, please, we're still banking on your help. Nwanne Onyoma, you said your screen, your screen seems to be too big. You need to scroll to see your screen. Nwanne, if you go to the top left side of your dashboard, top left side of your dashboard, top left, you're gonna see where you have custom size. Custom size. Yeah. If your custom size is just too big for your screen, you may not see anything. Yeah. So check out what we used in class the last time was 1,4 times 900. All right. So please go and check your back end and check your custom size and see what it looks like. Yeah. Where can we access the hidden sheet? I don't know what you call an hidden sheet, Solar Simplified. Yeah. Okay. So IT, please, we still need your help. We really need your help to take off. So let me see, save. Is there any other question I said I would speak about? It's time. Yeah. Reply, my Vix. All right, cool. Okay, I think those were the two questions that were thrown at me earlier today. Yeah, it's a combined class. Anyone asking? Okay. Good, good, good. All right, let's get started. I wish we can. Come on. Let me call IT, please. Oh, come on. Amazing. I think we can now share amazing stuff. So, yeah, the lady who wanted to figure out why her screen is too big, look at this place. Yeah, look at this place. Yeah, here, the custom size, and you're going to be able to make a decent sense of what you're trying to achieve. See what size your own is. How can we clean raw data on Tableau? Because I'm assuming one won't get a clean data to work on most of the time. Absolutely right. Yeah, thank you very much, Adafi. Really appreciate your time. Appreciate so much. Now, two things, and then I will be out of here to speak a lot about parameters and calculated fields. Abdul Salam, you can clean raw data on an app called Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep. Yeah? Yeah. So kindly remember to give us all the videos in OneDrive so that we can always make reference. Okay, but Ojo, I will do that today. Yeah. I will do that today, but again, you can actually, because I'm going to, because of the request that has been coming, I'm also going to, my screen is really big, even when I am putting the tab size. Okay, my screen is very big. Yeah, it may also be because of, go to your, if you are on the browser, check your browser enlargement. Now, for those asking for more videos that they can actually make sense of stuff, I would recommend that you, if you can subscribe, please feel free to do that on the channel, because I'm going to curate videos on the browser, on the channel, just to make sure that you have as much information as possible. Yes, I'm just going to curate that and drop them right there so that you can just go there and see whatever you're looking for. Now, a very quick one before I go, because someone has asked that question. Look at this, the gender side of things. Yeah. So let's say I'm going to open it. Yeah. And I want to leave only the percentage here. I want to take the numbers away. Again, these are all presentation styles. Yeah. It's on you to actually be able to identify what is the best presentation style. I sometimes don't like to be clumsy. Yeah. So I kind of separate ideas. I had issues making my V's to fit the screen just like yours. But it keeps looking the same. Okay, we can't go back to questions again, David. I might have to look at yours as an individual case. Yeah, so the lady who has more issues, I could send you guys a Google link, and we could strike a meeting, and then I'd have a look at your stuff. I'll drop you guys my email, and then you can reach out if you have personal issues, and I can assist you. Okay, so let's take off, because we've got a whole lot to do today. How can I download my in PDF? Fajuyi, I sent a video on that. Yeah, you can ask me on the chat. I will drop it for you. But please, let's stick to today's work. Please, the write-up is not clear. Yeah, appreciate the write-up is not clear because of the screen, yes. But I'm sure you know what we are doing. We are actually agenda. Yeah, so if you open up your screen where you have the full screen on YouTube, you should be able to see everything clearly. Now, having said that, let's get ourselves right into business. So I want to take out the number, which is in this case the 1972, and I want to drop it somewhere here. Yeah, so this is the number. I'm going to drag it. I'm bringing it to this point. You see, rows. Yeah. Now, but if I do that, it's going to completely distort the graph. It will completely distort the graph. So what do? I'm going to drop these down, and then I'm going to turn this to what? Discrete. Discrete. By turning that to a discrete field, can you see? It pops out here. So whenever you want to turn a measure to make it just a number to represent itself, you can turn a measure to a sim to discrete just by dropping it down here and turning it to discrete. Okay, amazing. Okay, having said that, I think by now you should be able to clean this up, and then your V's should look as good as these or better. I expect better. The last thing I'm going to say before I jump out of this screen is that you can actually achieve a whole lot more. Some of you, I noticed this container was looking as big as this. It was looking as big as this. Yeah, again, think about the presentation skills. The finesse, it doesn't add up, it doesn't look too good. So try to think around your presentation. Yeah, it's made smaller for a reason. Yeah. So again, think about how you build containers. Yeah. Okay. Having said that, I'm going to let go of these. Someone asked me a question on the group. I don't know where he wrote the question. He said, have we finished with this dashboard? Yeah, technically, yes. Technically, yes. So we've done literally a lot on this. That I said to put the navigations, and then I would leave that for you. We don't have all the time again. We've got only one more session today. So go and finish that up. We started out already. So for those of those who were asking that question, I'm sure perhaps you were not in the last class because we did that here. So go back to that video and then try to create that experience. Good. All right. For today, we are actually going to be looking at parameters and calculated fields. Parameters and calculated fields. So I want you to be really calm, no anxiety. Yeah. Please don't use the attendance link to distort the class, to disturb everyone. Avoid that attendance stuff. To be fair, I'm not really that bothered about attendance. I'm more bothered about you getting something out of today's class, not that the noise around attendance going on. Please avoid it. You can do that in the chat group. Yeah. I don't want anyone asking about attendance again because they're disturbing the flow. And don't greet again. Don't ask at attendance again. Just stick with the class now. Yes, Peter Fidelis, it's another app. Yeah, it's just designed for that. Okay, Jubril Mahmood, your stuff is not working because you did not watch the video. Go back and watch the video. Please, let's ask questions that are taking us forward, not backward. All right? Okay, good. Let's keep going. We're going to be talking about a lot today about parameters. In the chart that we did, it was a very simple chart. It was a simple analysis. And because it was a very simple analysis, there were very little, we didn't really do a lot around interactivities and all that. Yeah? Now, but today we want to go in neck deep and do a lot about different types of interactivities and calculations that we will encounter. Now, I'm going to box these two things together, parameters and calculated fields. However, I want you to know that they are actually very broad stuffs and there's a whole lot contained in it. Yeah. I've done a video on parameters. I will share with you after the class, 6 good use of parameters. I will do another one to complement that one later the week. Yeah. Just to help you to see that there's the power that these things hold. Yeah. All right, let's go. The very first one. So it's going to be like, I'm going to be walking you through loads of things. So just stay with me. So I'm going to go to subcategory. So I'm going to be looking at, let's say, subcategory, and then let's play with what? Sales. Sales. Yeah. I like entire view, so you can see everything. Now you could go sort it, let it look nice. I want to make this bigger so that you can appreciate it. One thing I will give to you is, to be fair, a lifetime support. Yeah, you can always reach out, but ask questions that are intelligent. If you ask questions that I believe you should have done, you should have watched the video to get, I'm not going to be able to help you a lot. I will only refer you to a video because I know it's a time waster. But if I see that you've made an effort and you're really struggling, I'm going to jump at it because I want you to get it. Yeah, I want you to succeed at whatever you're doing. Now, this is subcategories against sales. So if you look at this, it's very easy to see a simple chart again. Yeah, a simple game again. Shares were the most sold, phones came second, and then whatever this is, fasteners were the least. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say your organization wants to be able to look at what were the top 10 subcategories sold. Top 10 subcategories sold. Yeah. So what you would do is what we normally use called filters. Filters are good, but they have their limits. So I'm going to put subcategory here in filters. I'm sure if you watched earlier videos, you would see how we use filters. So if you want to filter for only accessories, so I could just say none and just say arts and I want to only have only arts and binders. You see only those three. That's a good use of filters. But in this case, I don't want to go with the general. I don't want to go with the wildcard search. Wildcard search is like say you want to go with only things that starts with A. Yeah? You want to filter for things that start with A, and then you just go with, you apply that. If you apply that, look, it's only accessories, appliance, and arts. Yeah? Now, you could as well go with a condition. So you could say say sales that are what? Greater than or equals to, should we go with 5,000? Yeah, 5,000. But make sure you remove the wildcard. So I'm going to clear the wildcard. Clear all wildcard. Then come back to sales that are greater than or equals to what? 5,000. Apply that. And then you would see these experience. So let me put, okay, I'm going to put the value so we all can see clearly. So you see that is 335,000. I'm going to increase this. So I'm going to edit this, go back to condition, make it 100,000. Yeah. So sales above 100,000, apply this and okay. And there you go. Everything here is above 100,000. I've asked that we don't discuss attendance on this group, on this stuff again. Let's stick with the meat. That thing can be distracting. Yeah. So you see, that's a good way to filter this. Okay. Now let's keep going. Now you could want to go with, let's even go to, I'm going to clear this none. I'm going to go to top. So let's say you want to figure out by field top 10. You could say top 7 sales. So we're using sales now. Is it? Yeah. You could even use profit. Yeah. But now let's stick with sales. We say apply. Okay. Are you there? Now, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would have wanted to stretch your brain a bit. If you allow me, I don't mind stretching it. There is an interesting function that you could use to just track this. I'm going to just bring it on. Index. So I'm going to make it a discrete. Now you see, index just kind of counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for you. See that? Yeah. So I'm going to make it a bit bolder for those who are watching from afar and for those who use a bit of glasses. So making it a bit bolder, you can see that. Yeah. All right, cool. So 7. Now the challenge with this is, for every time your boss wants to go and find the top 5, top 7, top 8, top 10, he has to go to this place, come here, edit, come to top, come to this and say 10, maybe top 10, apply, Good. Now, if you are showcasing your dashboard like you normally would see that on what do you call it, on the public, yeah, because public is for everybody. But let's say you're doing it on the organizational website, that would become boring. Nobody can get access to the worksheet. They only get access to the front end. So they can't come in here all the time. Now, because of this, we need a dynamic way of changing top what. So we're going to turn this, come here, pop, edit filter, go to top, and instead of using 10, watch this place. Instead of using this 10 here, you see there is a 10 here. Instead of using 10 there, what should we do? Drop it and then say create new parameter. Now, when you say create new parameter, what you are asking for is what are parameters is the first question. So parameters are containers. This is a container. They are always, oftentimes they could be empty. Now, so it's dynamic. This container is always asking you, what do you want me to carry? If you say 10, it will carry that 10 and work for you. If you say 15, container, it will carry that. So it's a dynamic container that allows you to decide what you put into it that you can use to manipulate events. Now, if you want to really to understand containers, the first thing you have to do in the building containers is you create a container. Number one. The next thing you do in building containers is you show the container. So create show. The third thing you do is you create calculated fields. And then the fourth thing you do is you use a container. Now, the second two, which is showing and calculated fields, are optional. And you're going to see it all through this class. That in some of them we would show, in some of them we would, and all of that. But creating and using is a must. So we're going to give this parameter a name. Let's call it top X. Top X, where X is unknown. Now, so X is unknown. The system already calls it an integer because it knows it has to be an integer. Now, and then it gives it a display value of 10. Now, it's your decision. Again, you can limit, you can say allow all values. It means any value they put, allow it to go. You can say, no, I want to limit the kind of values that will go. And you can say 5, 10, 15. So you want to either go with 5, 10s or 15. You can say, no, I don't want it that way. I want it to go as a range where the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 20. Are you there? You could even say, even when it is 1 and 20, I want to have a step size of 2. With a step size of 2, what you are saying invariably is you can only have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and all of that. That's what the step size is. For this particular use, we're going to say allow all values. But you see, by default, it has taken a default value. You can change it to 7. You can change it to anything you want it to be. Set the current value to 10. Anything really. Let's even set it to 1. Doesn't matter. And then you say, okay. Now, by default, come to the left, the top left. Now, by default, once you've done that, that parameter has been created. It will fall somewhere there. So you see, so it's now top X by sales sum. So I'm going to say apply, and I'm going to say okay. Now watch this. By default, that top X is here. Look at it here. Top X. Are you there? Now I'm going to show it. Now, when you show this, what you can do is, you see, it's 1. Now, your boss can come in there and put 10. Your boss can also come in here and put 15. Your boss can come in here and put 7. Your boss can come in there and put 3. So you can actually use this thing to determine how many top what is a dynamic experience. You don't need to come to the back end again. You can as well do 20. It's any value. All right. Now, one of the things I want to leave you with is that parameters, you see, once I created them, I can actually even come to this dashboard and I would see them. I can find it here. This is a dashboard. I can come out here and say, look for it. See it here, top X. Top X. So I can bring it here and it will work here. So you can use parameters. Once you create them, you can use them in the whole workbook. So it lives across the workbook. All right. Now, this is your first good use of parameters. First use of parameters. All right. Any questions? You're happy? I move to the next one. The next one I want to talk about, I'm going to wait for your comments for a few seconds and then I'll go to the next one. So we did top X. I'm going to go to the next one. All right. You good? All right. So give me a yes, yes for those. Let me get 5 yes and then we'll go. So we have 1 already. We have 1 already. Yeah, sometimes it's good for me to show you guys an example of how we use a parameter for a project. I'm going to see, I think I have 1 I can quickly just pull up. So this is, okay, we've got enough years to go, yeah? We have enough years to go. Okay, I'm not sure it was used here, but you see, this is top 10. Yeah, a good stuff could have been to use it here for what? Choosing what do you want to go for, or top most unprofitable product and all of those kind of things. Yeah, so it wasn't used here in that respect, but I'm going to show you loads of work around parameters really, so not to worry. Now, let's go for the next one. In the next one, I'm going to assume that, look at this. So you have these stuff like this. I'll take this one out, remove this for now. Yeah. So we're done with that area. The next one is I'm going to have regions here. Look at this chart. I don't know if you can see this chart very well. So please, the steps in creating parameter. Isha, you need to rewatch the video. Let's not be going back. First, create. 2, it's show. 3, it's calculated field. And then 4 is use. Create, show, calculated field, use. So you see, in this one, we showed. That was why we could use it to manipulate. Yeah, we showed, but we did not create calculated field. You know, I said to you the second and the third are optional, but you saw we used it for changing those things to work. Now look at a stacked bar like this. Interesting stacked bar. Yeah. Now let us say, my friends, that when you see a stacked bar like this, it can be really annoying if you're trying to make sense of. It's okay to see that, okay, in terms of sales, look at this. In terms of sales, chair was the most sold product. Can the step be negative if the data contains a negative? Why would the step be negative? Think around that question again, Jide. Yeah, it can't be negative. Yeah, it's a stuff. It depends. I don't know really what you're asking for, but maybe you bring a real case in point, then we'll look at it together. Okay, now the next one is we have, if you look at these data sets or these what do you call it, stack bar, you could actually struggle to tell. Okay, now we know that the most sold product was chairs. You can see that clearly. But when it comes to which region, you see, we put region on the colors, which region sold chairs the most? Yeah, that kind of thing might be a bit difficult for us to what to decide. So let's see how we can use parameters to sort stacked bars. Stacked bars. Okay. Now we're going to go to regions. So this is regions. One way to create parameters, the last one we created it from, but before I can create that same parameter that we did. We did that thing like this. I'll show you something again. So this is what we did earlier. We went to subcategory. I dragged it here, and then we went to top, and then we came here, and then we dropped it down. We said create parameter. Yeah. I could as well, instead of doing that, I could just come here and say create parameter. Yeah. Call it what? Top. In this case, I'll call it top Y. Give it an integer. All values. Are you there? Okay it. Now, you see, if you come to this parameter place, you will see it. Just going to raise this up. Raise this up. Top Y. Can you see the top Y? Now, if I bring subcategory, see subcategory? If I drag it here, I could still do top, come here, and I would see that stuff. So you can create it anywhere. See top Y. Yeah? And you say apply. It was top 1. If I come here and I show that top Y, so show the parameter, make it 7. So whichever way you go, it's okay. You can do it, it's fine. So you don't have to create it from here. You can create it outside and then use it. Okay. Now we want to create another way of creating parameters. Watch this. You would like it because we would use it in another place. So come to regions. Where are you in regions? You in regions. Okay, see regions? We want to create a parameter from regions, like that would look like regions. There is a use case for it, and you're going to appreciate it. So you're going to appreciate this. Now let's go. I'm going to come here and say create parameter. So create a parameter. You got it? Now I'm going to call it region parameter. I think I already have one that I did earlier. So I'll call it region parameter. Parameter. Are you there? Now, it's a string because region is a string. Again, in this case, you see, it's a list. Now, one of the things I must also draw your attention to is the fact that you have fixed. You have when workbook opens. Yeah? Now, fixed means that at the time when I did this stuff, pick up all the regions there. But the question is, sometimes, and stay with me on this, sometimes if you're working for a client that has dynamic data means they create these things changes per time. The regions, they could have added, if you've ever followed the way banks operate in Nigeria, depending on whether if they are expanding, they have bigger regions. They have more regions. So they can break some bigger regions like North region into Northwest, North South. Yeah, you can have list. Yes, you can have list. It's also there. Yeah. So I'm going to just show for those who are asking questions about, guys, ask the question when I'm still there. Okay, so you see this top, you can, instead of using top, you can drop this and you can say bottom. Yeah. Top, you say bottom. Yeah. So the same thing. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I think don't bring me back there again. Yeah. So now you have this experience. So we have this parameter. Now, if you want the system to, every time the system opens, because your system is a very volatile or it's constantly changing, the system should load the regions based on any new development that has been made. Yeah. So this is where you will pick this one. Say when when workbook opens, load it for me. But if you wanted to go with the current that is already there at regions as at the time when you were building this dashboard, then stick with what? Fixed. But if you are building for a dynamic organization, go with what? When workbook opens. Are you there? Then you tell it pull from regions. Okay. All right. I think that makes sense. So this is what you have. And we're going to say, okay. What is the first step to building parameters? The first step says what? Create the parameter. Have we created the region parameter? Absolutely yes. Second step says what? Show. So I'm going to show the parameter. And there you go. It's right there for you. The next step of it, this is optional, remember? The third step is there are times when you cannot use, like now, I can't use, like you cannot drag a parameter like this. See this, look at this. If I drag a parameter like this and put it on filter, it won't stay. It will never stay. You can't use it to filter. Yeah? Because you can't use it to filter, what you will have to do is to create something that can allow it filter. So that's where you create a calculated field. So let's go with the next step. So next step is I'm going to create a calculated field. So calculated field, create. Let's call it region filter. Got it? Okay. Now, this region filter, what do I want it to do? So I'm going to write, stay with me, I'm writing now what we call a calculated field. Calculated field. Now, it's going to say something like this, if. You see the if command? Now, I told you guys that if you watch my previous videos, that these are functions and all of them does something. You need to go and learn the functions. But again, troubles, the more you have problems, the more you will figure out what function might help you to get the answer, the job done. So if region, now this region now that I'm trying to pull is the region field from this area. If this one is equals to what? Region parameter. You see, parameters are oftentimes connoted with what? Purple ink. Fields are in orange ink. Are you there? So then sales. I'm going to explain what this is for you. You see, it shows me what I can pick there, sales. And then I say and. I'll tell you what this means. I told you that parameters are containers like this. And they can, most times, I don't want to stretch you now, but you can make a parameter to hold more than one value. But start with this understanding, very basic. Parameters only hold one understanding, only hold one value at a time. You see that parameter now, look at it, it holds a value for west. Look at it here, west. That's all it holds, west. The current value for it is west. Okay. Now, so they are saying that if region is equals to that parameter, which is going to be west, then let's get the sales of that one. That's the one we're interested in. So we're interested in sales from only the west. Yeah. Now, because sales is a measure Measures should be what? They go in aggregations. You cannot just say sales, you have to go with an aggregation. So I will aggregate the whole statement. Can you see what I have done? See if I can make it bigger. Okay, I hope you can see what I have done. So what we are trying to do in essence is we aggregated the whole of sales. So because if this equals to this, then sales. By the time it pulls out all the sales, we want to be able to sum all the sales from the West. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, sum all the sales from the West. And I'm going to say, okay, and this. I can hear you. Are you guys still following me? Can I get your comments, please? Hello, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? It hanged. Okay, as usual. Yes, Isaac said he can hear me. Yes, okay. Okay, I just want to be sure that I haven't left you guys. Okay, yes, okay, amazing. All right, cool. Now, I'm going to use that parameter here. You see where I am? At regions. I will drop it down and I'm going to tell it to sort. Again, we're using it as a filter source. So I can come here, field. You can't use parameters directly like that. So I'm going to sort. Now, what do you mean by sorting using a field? It's like now saying, sort this class based on age. Sort the students based on what? Ages. I could say sort them based on month of their birth. So I'm using another field to sort the class. I'm going to come here. What field do I want to use? I want to use the region filter. Region filter. I'll stay with ascending. Yeah. And I would say, okay. So it's done. It's okay. I'm going to click here, out here. Okay. I'm going to open this and say show. I want to see something. Show highlighters. That's not what I want to do. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to achieve. I want to show the legend. How do I show legend again? Forgotten. Okay, worksheets, tools, analysis. If anyone sees it faster than I am, just remind me how to show legend. I want to show legends. Because sometimes when you want something, you don't find them. That's it. That's the color legends here. Analysis. You see, the West is with green. The West is with green. Now, because the West is with green, what do I get? The system sorts all the West to the bottom. Look at this. So it puts the West at the bottom. If I change this to South, see South? It sorts all the South to the bottom. So it depends on which of them you want to sort. But I'm going to come here and say clear this sort because that's not really what I want to achieve. I want to place something here at the subcategory level. So I'm going to come here now and say sort. And I would say not nested, but field. In this case, I'm still going to be using the region filter. I will use ascending. Let me stick with discerning. Yeah, region filter custom. Okay. Now watch the difference with this one now. Now, first I could sort this to get a clean fill, and then sort this. Yeah, I just want to be sure. No, I don't want to use manual field. So no, I don't want to use category. Region filter. I want to show you something here. Okay, cool. All right, let it be this way while I do something else. So sort, I would go with discerning. Stick your ascending. Okay, and let me sort this one too. Let me sort the both of them. Sort this too. Field, region, filter, ascending to. I'll stay with ascending. Okay, so we have both of them on ascending, and then let me look at this one and see if I could bring this to descending. Okay, cool. Now, look at what has happened here, my friends. You see, where are we? We're on south. Now, you could use this to sort. Now, it sorts it not based on how many sales we had, but it sorts for south. You see, south sold more phones than machines, and they sold more machines than chairs. So it limits it based on the south. You see, this is a powerful way if you are using, because stack charts can be very confusing. That's the truth, to really make sense of. But now when you play with this card, you can really dig into seeing, oh, who did a good job and who did not do a good job. Now you can come here and say east. It will now sort the east and tell you where the east was better off at. And then you could also come here, say south. You could also look at what the west. What was the west very good at? Chairs. They did more in chairs and phones. Whereas the south did a lot in terms of phones and machines. Let's see what the east did very well in. Phones and chairs, more like the west. And let's see what central did. They did more also in phones and chairs. So you see, it shows you that. And this is not really a picture of this side. It's more limits the sorting to regions. Hello. You may sparingly use this skill, but please know it can be used. And I think in my next chat, I'm working on, for my next public work, I'm working on something for HIV/AIDS. Yeah, I'm going to be using this skill to capture some HIV/AIDS data set. So I will share it with the community, and if you're connected, you're going to see, for those of you who have joined me on LinkedIn, you are going to see when I post it, hopefully by next week or upper week when I'm done with it. All right, so pretty much you might see me use this skill to tell HIV data. Yeah. Okay. You want to see something very interesting? Then let's go for the third experience that we're going to have right away. Now, the third experience that we're going to have, it's going to be called from something like this. So I'm going to show you a typical example of what our third experience will look like. Come to this dashboard. Pills. What is a pill? It's only a pill, for those asking. You see this on a table, you have fields. This place you have fields, both calculated fields and the ones that came from the database. It becomes a pill once you've dragged it to the worksheet. Like this is a pill. This one is a pill. This is a pill. It's called a pill. Yeah. So it only becomes a pill when you drag it to the dashboard, and you have continuous and discrete pills. So green and blue pill. If you're writing a certification exam, someone could ask you, what is a red pill? Now, let me give you an example of what a red pill is. Have you seen a red pill before? That's a red pill. Yeah. A red pill is when there is an error in that calculation. And when there's an error, it will affect the whole worksheet. So that's called a red pill. It means there's an error. There are only two kinds of pill: a green pill for measures, and then a blue pill for dimensions. If there is a red pill, it means it's an error. It's a pill when it's on, guys, are you listening or just asking questions? It's only a pill when it's on the column and the rows. Like when you drag it to this place or this place, it becomes a pill. Or you drag it to the max card, it becomes a pill. See, it looks like a pill. Whereas when it is here, it is a field. So when you bring it on, it can be called a pill. Yeah, a pill for pill, like a drugs, like drugs. Yeah, pills. Okay. Now, I want to show you an interesting design that could be used to explain some stuff. Look at this. Look at this, my friends. Look at this. See, you see this dashboard? You can actually filter it based on date. So I can click on this. And when you click on that, you see the start date is what? 12th 1. The end date is this. Now, let's say I want to improve. I could come here, give it some time. I could click on this, for example. Okay, I can't remember how I did this then, but I'll just show you. You could come here, open this up. So I'm shifting the date. Yeah, it is now what? 2/14. I'm going to shift it a bit more to 2/15, 3rd of March, 2/15. Yeah. Have you noticed that it has reduced the number of complaints? 49 now. I'm also going to backdate this a bit to sometime in 2/18. So between 2/15 and 2/18, it reduces the number of the complaints to 21,421. Yeah. Okay. Let's even reduce it a bit more and see where it takes us. So I'll reduce this a bit more to 216, and you see we've got only 7,822 complaints. Everything on the dashboard is aligned to the date. Now, how can you achieve this kind of filters? This kind of filters cannot be achieved except with the use of parameters. All right. Having said that, let's see how you go ahead to achieve this using a parameter. For you to achieve this using a parameter, I'm going to use these charts. I'm going to use a line chart, for example. So I just want to use a line chart. Duplicate this. I'm just going to take this off. Okay, so you've got these line charts, and I want to play with these line charts. Yeah. So let's start with, what do you do when you want to play with a line chart like this? There are many ways to play with a line chart. And you see this line chart starts from where? Sometime in, let's see, the first point here is January 6th, 2021, and ends where sometime in 2024, December the 24th. Okay, all right, cool. Now, having said that, let's see a few of what we can do with a line chart. The very first step that we're going to do with the line chart is you're going to create parameters. So the first parameter you're going to create, how do you create parameters? You come here, you open it up, you say create parameters. Yeah. For want of time, because I have already done this and kept it for you, I want to make it easy. I've already created one. So let's even create one if you want us to do it together. So we come here, create parameter. You're going to call this the from date. From date. All right. Are you with me? Okay. Now, in the front date, what you will do is you will call this a string. No, it's going to be a date. Sorry, it's date we're playing with. Date. So you can decide on the formats to use. Use a date that works for you. Use what you can understand. You can go custom and then choose the format you would like to use. I'll just stick with this. It's simple. Now, that is month, day. That's month, day, year. If you don't like that, go with what you would pretty much quickly understand, which is this. Yeah? Now, so you choose a current value, and I'm not trying to bother myself about what current value it takes because I'm using what all. All means allow anything I choose. So you click on what? Okay. Are you there? Now, if you've done that, again, what's the next step? You show the parameter. Can you see from date? You know, you said to it to allow all values. If I click on this and open it, you can see that it can allow me to choose any date I want to use. Let me say I want to use February. I could come say I want to use January and I want to change this to 2003. I could change this to 2022, January the 1st, and then it will still take it from me. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and create another parameter, which is the to date. To date. Are you there with me now? Now, again, it's going to be a date. And again, it's going to be what? Allow it to be what you are comfortable with. And then give it, it could be anything really. I don't really care about that. So all again, if you want, you know what list does? Restricts you. Range, again, some form of restriction. Okay. Again, I'm going to show this date, show the date, which allows me to come in here, maybe change this to 2023, change this to December, the 31st of December, this period. Okay, my friends, you have created this date, but what do you want to achieve with this date? Simple. We want to make this date to be like what? A limit, to help us define limits. That's the real goal. Help me define limits. That's my problem. So I'm going to come here. You see, the third step in parameters is what? Calculated field. I pick up a calculated field and I'm going to call it a nice name called date range. Oh, I'm going to use this to define limits. So how am I going to do it? Now, this Superstore data set has an order date. Look at order date. I'm just going to drag it in here and say order date. So that's the field, the dates people who order things in that store. I say no problem, order date. You have to be what? Greater or you'll be equals to the from date. You know what that means now? It means that every date in from, every date starts from the from date. Yeah. So now, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. I will ask you, and there are two conditions I want to give it. So I'm going to just copy this. I'm just a bit lazy. So I'm going to copy this and I will paste. And you are going to be what? Less than or equals to what? The to date. This is my two simple conversation. I'm setting a band. Order date must be greater or equals to what? From date. So there will be no order date that is less than from date. So we're using parameters now. Now, okay, let's go with okay. We've gotten that. Look at this. If I drag this date range and put it on filter and say true, it's true. Hassan says she can't or he can't see my tables are shaky. I'm monitoring myself on another screen and nothing is shaking. So please check your network, Oyeniran and Hassan. I would like to hear 3 feedbacks from every other person in class. Are you having a problem with my screen? I'm monitoring my screen and actually it's working really good. Yeah? So I'll wait for 3 feedbacks. If anyone can quickly drop 1 or 2 feedbacks if they're having any problem with my screen. Nevertheless, no problem. Okay, I'm going to send you guys a link, and I'm sure you're going to get the link of this class again. But everything I'm sending you on the link, it's also done in this class. Because some of these things, you will not understand them immediately. Yes, it's the truth. You need to watch at least 2-3 times to be able to make sense of the usage. And problems will help you to understand them more. You can't see clearly. I think you should check from your side, the screen. I think I'm doing well with my screen today because I'm monitoring it. Yeah, so I'm going with true. Watch this, my friends. Watch this, true. And I say apply. What have you noticed? The screen, the chart is now limited to what? January the 3rd to what? From January the 3rd to what? December the 30th of 22. Let's come here and increase this to what? 2021. Okay, if you want to really appreciate this more, I'm going to drag other dates, and put it here. So I'm going to put it as a So you see here, where do we start from? Somewhere here now, this is January 2nd, 2022. Yeah? And where do we end? Somewhere in 2023. If we take this to what? Let's say June 2022. Yeah? Say 15th. You see, this will start from what? 15th, 2022. So you can, based on how you change this start date and how you change the what end date, let's even limit this to, let's take this to 2022 December. Yeah, you can see once I change this to 2022, you see it will limit the chart to 2022 December 31st. So you see how I can use parameters to limit a chart. Yeah. Again, you could see that here because we did that here using parameters. Just that this one, I did not set it to allow me, I didn't allow it a choice to give me room to type in the date. But here, I have done that to allow me room to type in dates. Yeah? Okay. I hope you got that. Did you all get that? So we've done 3 good use of parameters. I can show you a lot more. Give me a yes if you understand up to that point. And trust me, even if you don't understand perfectly, yeah, you just need to watch that video like 2 more times to see and appreciate the power of parameters. It's not something you would just get once. I would ask you to bookmark the video on parameters. You will need it many long years in your journey as an analyst using Tableau. You will need parameters a lot. Before I got to master parameters, I'll tell you a secret. I watched videos on videos, wrote some down on my diary until it became second person with using parameters. Yeah. Okay. Now, we've been able to show another thing you can do. So I'm going to take this off Let me show you something nice. I'm sure you've never been here before. Analytics. You've never been here before. But I'll do one thing to show you what you can do with this. This site is really used a lot by statisticians. So if you are involved in statistics, you might like this area. Constant line, average plots. They love this area a lot. Yeah. So I'm going to show you one fun thing you can do here. So I'm going to bring in a reference band. Reference band. And I'm going to drop it on pane. So order date pane. Are you there with me now? You see, I'm going to influence from the band says, where should I start my band from? I'm going to set the band to take from where? The from date. The value of the from date. Are you there? And then I'm going to come here and say, take from the to date. Take the value of the to date. Are you there with me? And I'm going to say, okay. Now, you see, it puts a band just in where, you see, where are we? 15th of June, 2022 to what? 31st of December, 2022. So it puts a band in that place. Let's increase this to December, or let's make it somewhere late August 2023. Yeah, 23. Enter that. No, I said 2023 August 23. Enter that. Make it 29th. So you see, by increasing the date, I increase the band. When do you use this kind of information? There are times when you want to highlight a particular area. You want your manager to focus on an activity on a trend, particularly when you're dealing with trend analysis. You want to draw someone into that place. There is something you want to draw the person in. Yeah? At that point, what you should do is you could use this reference band to say, look closer, there is something I'm seeing here. Yeah, you might find it useful. Yeah. So, because as an analyst, please, I don't know if you guys have done like preliminary classes in becoming an analyst. One of the things you need to be aware of is that you are not telling people what to believe. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like, you can't say Nigeria is the most corrupt country in the world. You can't say that. You can't say that. Yeah, if you say that as an analyst, you are wrong. But if you show that there are more crimes happening in Haiti than happening in Nigeria, there are more crimes happening perhaps in the US than in Nigeria, you now leave it for the person to make up his mind. It's called the analyst bias. Don't bring your bias to analysis. It's wrong. So keep your bias to yourself. Your own is project the data and let us be the ones to make decisions based on data. Don't make it for me, and don't try to lead me in the wrong direction. If you do that, you have actually already brought in what they call the analyst bias, and you should be very careful never to throw your own personal ideas on the table. Yeah. Don't throw any of your personal ideas or your pre-made premonitions on the table. What you should do is throw the data out, show the analysis, and leave the decision makers to be the ones to make their personal judgment, because your judgment can be misleading. Yeah. All right. All right. Give me a yes if you got a bit about how we use dates to create bands, to do filters, and all of that. A yes if you have an idea or you picked up the conversation. Then I'm gonna go for the fourth one after that. Yeah. Let me know. Okay. Now, If you're ready to go, I got a 1 years there, so 2 years. Okay, I get 3 more years and we'll be fine to go. Thank you very much for those who are helping us with feedbacks. Please mention the three importance of parameters to take note. I don't know what you are asking, my friend. So I've left you because I don't know what you're asking for. Now, what have I not talked about? I want to talk about something else. But for this one, I want you guys to look at the chart that we've been using as our model to have conversations. So I'm going to try to put this together for you. Pull up this. So I'm going to put up something here. This is the chart we've been using, my friends. This is the chart we've been using. I'm trying to pull it up as our basis for building this class. So if you've been with us while we've been trying to make sense around using this chart, then you notice that you can click on this place and then take you to details. Now, one thing you would see here, I'm going to open another chart. So open another chart, public. I want to open two charts. I want us to use two charts to discuss this. Now look at this. You see in this chart, we just use filters the way they are. Now I'm going to show you what I mean. If I come here, and let's say this is a dashboard. This is a dashboard really. I can actually, you see like sheet swapping filter. You see it here? I can just use it the way it is. Sheet swapping is like a filter. Yeah. So I can call a filter from here. See filters? I could call this filter here now. Let's say some of this. You see, it comes out there. Yeah. Please excuse me. Let me pick this call. Uche, I will call you. Yes, the meeting still holds by 2:30. I'll call you later. Okay. Okay, now, so let's keep going. Now, there are times when you might not find this appealing. Now, in the one we're using, I told you guys it was bare minimum. We're trying to get everybody to flow. So we use filters the way they are, and you can see here, full-time, yes, no. You can see gender up there, everything. When you call filters, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. Okay. Amazing, guys. Now, I want to show you something. Look at this healthcare dashboard. One thing you would notice about this one is there is no title. Look, there is no title here. Everything is inside here. When you open this place, you see regions, you see Northwest. So regions is always at the top there. If you bring this out and you go with Northeast, it will now filter for Northeast for you. If you want to filter, you just come to South region. It filters for South region for you. However, you don't see any title here. We did not hide the title. We used it to play a game. Prayer time. All right. Can we pause? Is it Daphne, please? Okay, for our brothers, just hold on. Hold on. Please don't go yet. Let me call to ensure that we can get them to. Our brothers, our Muslim brothers, hold on. Please don't leave for prayers yet. Just 1 minute. Let me confirm that we can re-meet again by 1:20. Okay, please go for prayers while I follow up with IT. We meet again by 1:25. 1:25. Is that all right? 1:25. I'll be here seated by 1:25. All right. So for our brothers who are going to pray, go for it. See you at 1:25. Pray for all of us. Cheers. Yeah, the break is now, sir. Araf, you have a time to go pray now, please. Back by 1:25. Okay, just in case you are back, I'm back. Yeah, can I get like 10 people just saying we're back? Just like 10 people say you're back. Just let me know you're in. Or just to let you know I'm in class. Let me know if you are in class. Um, okay, I see one. Um, I see two. Just if you don't mind, Muslim brothers, can I have like three of you just say we're back, just to be sure that you are back? As long as you didn't pray for too long, I'm fine. Don't pray for long. After the class, you go back and do so. Okay, I've got one. No, I'm not seeing. None of our brothers are back. Basha is back. All right, cool. Any other two? Hadiza is back. So we've got two back from prayers. Can we get two more so that we can start? Basha, Hadiza is in. Any other two of our brothers who are back, just let me know you're in. Screenshot is not clear. No, I'm not even bothered about screenshot now. Welcome, Dr. Kingsley. I hope those who went to pray have not just stopped by the kitchen to eat. Rufa, you're welcome. I think we've got one more. Just one more. Okay, absolutely. Wasila, you're welcome. All right, cool. Now, my friends, let's look at how to create these experiences. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to take you to how to use, um, I'm going to take you to how to create filters for dashboards using um, these parameters. Got it? Now, the very first thing you're going to do, in this case, I'm going to go to the V's. So the first one here is regions. You have three of them. So the very first one is regions. I'll show you what to do. It's really simple. So you're going to come here, and then the first thing you're going to go to regions and create a parameter from regions. So what do you do? Create parameter. Where do you have that? Here, parameter. Okay, got it? Top, you go. Give it a nice name like region parameter, absolutely fine. Is a string. So it will populate itself with all the things from that field. Yeah. So it populates itself with all the things from that field, which is really okay. However, if you use this, it will filter based on the what? Based on the region you are dealing with. Again, I don't want to go back over this because already I talked about it. Now, if you want to make it show all values, you're going to put in another, you see the field here. I'm creating an extra field inside there called regions. And I'm going to come here and make the current value to be what? Regions. And I'll click OK. Okay, you click OK. So do that on your own. Click OK. If you click OK, you would have it here. See here, region parameter. Edit. It looks exactly like that with the region somewhere. See the regions. We added that, remember? And set it to current value. Okay. Now, once you have done that, What do you call that? You've created a parameter. The next thing to do is what? You could show the parameter because you want to see how it looks like. You can see it the way it will look like, regions and every other one. So you've actually achieved a very significant milestone. Okay. Now, having done that, the next thing you're going to do is to create, the third step is what? You create a calculated field. Yeah. So let's go in here now and create a calculated field. Now, you're going to come in here and create calculated field. In this case, we have already done that for you. So I'm just going to pull up the calculated field already so that we don't do it twice. So I called it the range, date range, sorry, region filter. So calculated field, that's it. We give it a name, region filter. So what did we say in the region filter? Look at this. We said when parameter is equals to, so there are only two options. Option one is when parameter is equals to what? The region. The parameter we're choosing is equals to the region. The other option that can work is when the parameter is equals to what? Regions. Now, when parameter is equals to region, it will filter that particular region. On the other hand, when this happens, because you know this region does not exist in regions, when this one happens, it cannot filter, so it will leave it blank. So when you have that, you drag region filter and drop it in the filter point. And then click on what? True. Now, if you remove these two, nothing will happen. I'm going to come to where do you have a region filter, I will pull it off. Now, but if you pull that region filter in here, see, true, apply, okay. Now, because you've done that, if you go to the data sheet and then you right click, open this up, say Northeast, it will filter based on the Northeast. Again, I might need to go and check if there is something that we've broken. I may have broken something in the B2. So hold on, let me check if I've broken something here. Filters, region, all. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see. Northeast, good. So you see Northeast, Midwestern, Southeast. Why? Because I have it here. Now, you see, that region filter, because I want the region filter to be able to filter everything on this dashboard, I put it on everything on this dashboard. So let's look at this. Take, for instance, go to this sheet, open it. You would see the region filter here. Can you see it here? It's set to true, which allows it to influence this sheet too. So every sheet you have here, come to this one, every you see region filter is set in the filter to true. So literally every sheet you have inside of here has region filter inside of it. Look at it, this one here, region filter set to true. With the same thing also I did for all call plan, SF development, and all of that. So this is another good way to use parameters to create filters. What was broken, Emmanuel Ihaza? Okay, I'll tell you what was broken. I was working on this before the class, so I may have opened this. So look at this. So maybe this is region because I wanted to compare using regions and using normal filters. Look at it here. You see, this is regions. The way it will come out normally if you use normal filters. The region will come out here and then you have the choices. Yeah. So perhaps I may have set this one at somewhere, like I've set it on southeast, for instance, now, southeast. Now, if I now move from here to northeast, it's broken because a filter is already working here. So if I move it from here to white space region, it's also broken because the filter is already working here. So I had to disable this filter to take it back to all, disable it completely, yeah, so that only one filter can work here, and which is the filter here. Okay. All right. Do you guys appreciate what this can help you do? Again, now one of the things, no, there is no other link. We're using the same link. We came back all to the same link. Now, one of the things I want you guys to really realize is, you see, when it comes to the use of parameters, it's as you venture in and get problems, you find problems, that you will find out that parameters could be a very useful tool. Now, there is something I would do. I can't go through it in this class. I'll do a video and send it to you guys later. It's going to be the next step. Yeah, some things you might need to know. But look at this before I leave. There is some form of interactivity here. Do you notice this is what? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You can go by weeks. So it will go by week 1, week 2, this week, and all that. You can turn this to quarter. So let's look at how we can use parameters to create this kind of dynamic involvement. Are you there? So let's create some kind of dynamic involvement using parameters. Okay. Let's go to our dashboard, the one we were working on. So we do it here. I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going to make it 10. Are you ready? All right, just say ready. Let's go. Ready. Are you still there? You ready, or you're laid back? You're tired? I gave you guys some break. I told you guys we have only today to do a whole lot. There's a whole lot to do today. Ready? All right, I see one ready. Now, you see, you need to be able to create dynamic experiences like the one we created. You see, you might not always have space to put all the charts you want to put in this world, but you should be able to use the little space you have. Let me use this one. Use the little space you have. So if I want to look at this analysis based on weeks, based on month, based on quarter, it's easy for me to create that dynamic experience here using only one chart, just creating a navigation. Now, let's look at how we can do something that simple, a simple one of what we've done. Now we're going to be able to create a navigation that allows me to play with, instead of using only sales, I will be using sales. I can look at these based on sales and based on profits. Are you there with me now? So I'm going to come to this place and I'm going to create a parameter. So I'm going to call that parameter measures. Sorry, this is not parameter. So I can come here, create a parameter, and I'm going to call it measure parameter. You will find this so much fun, don't worry. This is really much fun. Some other ones are a bit complicated, but this is really easy to appreciate. Very easy to appreciate. Turn this around to string. Are you there? It's a string now, a list. I want to play with only two things, profit. Please mind your spelling so that you will need it very much. Profit and then sales. You see, profit and sales. Very simple. The current value I'll leave it at sales for today. You see, measure parameter, I'm going to say, okay. Got it? Now, what's the next thing we do with parameters? We show it. I'm going to show it here. See there? It's there. Now, having gotten this, what next can I do? The next thing I'm going to do is create show. The third one is what? Calculated field. So I'm going to come here, calculated field. I'm going to call these measure interchange. Are you there with me now? Okay, now I'm going to say something like this. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It's called the case statement. Case. It means if it is any matters relating to admin and finance, speak to the director of admin and finance. If it's any matter related to what technology, speak to the head of IT and technology. If it's any matter related to this, speak to this person. So that's the way the case statement works. Now, if you have ever done, I'm sure when you did Power BI, you may have done things around the if then else statement. I hope so. Yeah. You could just drop me a feedback on the comment. I'm monitoring it to see if you've done something around that. Now, but if you've ever used the if then else statement, then this is very similar to the if then else statement, just that it's easier to manage. So the case now will be what? Measure. That parameter, I bring in that parameter. Ready? Now I'm going to say when the stuff, whatever you call it, when that parameter says what? Sales, yeah, then pull up the sales analysis. When that parameter says profit, this profit, it's a string. So we know we declared that parameter as a string. So it will go like this. Then go with what? Profit. And then I'm going to press N. Please, I'm going to stop and allow you to look at the formula very well. When sales, so what it means is, look at the parameter here, look at it here. When it's sales, then pull up the field, the sales field. When it's profit, again, you should check that your spelling of sales here and your spelling of profit here, sales here and profit here, that they are very correct. Any small mistake, this will not work. No matter how small the mistake is, even if it's just a space, it won't work. Now, if you're okay with this, you're going to say, okay. I'm going to pull up these interchange and drop it here. Now, where is the word measure? Measure is what? At sales. So that's why you see they look similar. I'll take this one off. What are we seeing here? It's actually sales. If we change this to what? Profit. That's the profit. But because you don't believe me, I'm going to bring that parameter, measure parameter, and I'll put it on color. So profit is what? Let's put profit on green. So profit is in what? Green. When we turn this around to sales, sales will be blue. Let's give it a new color. Let's give it yellow. So sales is yellow, profit is green. So sales is yellow. Let's see profit. Profit is what? Green. Can you see tables? We run at a loss in tables. Whereas we made sales in tables, yes, it was one of the fourth most sold product. But in terms of profitability, we ran at a loss. Yeah. I hope you're seeing how we can. Now, because you still don't believe me, You can come to this title and say, change the title to something like category. So you're saying subcategory by, come to insert, which is put that parameter, which is called this one. Turn this around to something like this, make it bold so that you can see it clearly. Okay, where are we now? We're in profit. If we move this to sales, you would see we can move it to sales. Yeah. Again, if we come here, profit, you see profit. You come here, sales, you see sales. You can have negative values on some kind of data. You cannot have negative value on sales data. So Jide, think correct, think it through. Think it through. There are some kind of data that can have negative values. Not all data can have negative values. You don't have negative on age. Do you have negative on age? Like Jide is minus 17 years. Imagine that now. So there are some profit you can make a loss, but in terms of sales, you can't make a loss. Okay, so I hope you can see another very interesting way. And you see, I only did this for what? Sales and profit. You know, we can add more things to that parameter. We can come to that parameter, for example, open it up, add more information here. So we can rotate like loads of things around the stuff. Now, you see, it allows you for interactivity. You want to create, you don't have so much space. You want to be able to play. Okay, can we play a bit more? Let's play with one thing. Buhari, I would recommend that. I've sent even a link. It's a shorter video because you can now stay with that one, about 30 something minutes. I've sent that link to your team, to all of you on Telegram. Go, everything I'm doing here, I've taken out time to break them down in that 30 something minute video. Try and look at them. Again, you would appreciate the power in most of those things. All right, please, I beg of you, look at them twice. If you watch it once, twice, you will make a significant progress. I can bet you on it. You will understand parameters to a large extent. Okay, all right, can we go on? Let's continue. Let's do this. All right, let's go. Now let's interchange. Why don't we interchange subcategory too? Let's it shouldn't be a bad thing. So create parameter. Let's call this dimension parameter. Again, how you name in a way that it's easy for you to understand, and you can actually, and I will call it a string. Get it? A string, let's call the correct, we don't know the name yet, so we'll just skip this. I want to play with between subcategory. So what's the name? The subcategory. Subcategory. Category. And another category, and the categories. So only these two, between subcategory and I can even add three. Let's add three. Let's call the other one ship mode. These are, I'm using things that we already have. If you come here, you see ship mode, you would see category also. We already have them here. All right, let's go. Okay. Again, what are we going to do? We're going to create that interchange. So I can duplicate this one, duplicate this one. I want to rename it, edit it. This time around, I'm going to call it dimension interchange. So I'm going to call this dimension interchange, dimension interchange. I'm going to call, this is dimension parameter. So when it is what? Category. Yeah. When it's category, what should we call? call category. When it is subcategory, when it's subcategory, like in this one, subcategory, yeah, call, what should you call? Call subcategory. Now, when it is ship mode, so when it's ship mode, when it's ship mode, call what? Ship mode. Okay, so you see we have three of them. Three of them. Yeah? Now I'm going to say apply that. Now, where is that parameter dimension? Where is it? Here. I'm going to say show it. So where are we now? Subcategory. Okay. So I'm going to go for that dimension interchange stuff. See it here. I'm going to bring him here. Yeah. So I'm going to take this one off because I don't want to play around with two. Sort it. It's fine. So at this point, we're in subcategory. You can still see your sales by subcategory. Yeah. Now I'm going to remove this. I will remove this subcategory here now. I want to bring in dimension. Dimension interchange, yeah? I'll give it another name. Give it, I don't want that color. I want it deep blue, make it bold. So I would cut it off, yeah? Then I will even, so I want us to have fun. Let's have some fun here now. By, here. Turn this around to, okay, so now where are we? Now I'm going to turn this subcategory to category. You see, this is by category. Sorry, it's not giving us. No. What should be here is not this. What should be here is dimension parameter. Where is it? Dimension parameter, dimension parameter. Yeah. So parameter, dimension parameter. Give it a color that will suit the job it's supposed to do. Give it bold. Apply it. Yeah. So now we have sales by category. See, category, technology, furniture, this. If we turn this to what? Subcategory, we now have sales by subcategory. You see, it's longer when you go to the subcategory level. Let's look at sales by ship mode. So standard class. We sold more things using standard class than we sold using every other one. Okay, let's look at profit now. So profit. So profit by ship mode. We made more profit from standard class. Can you see that? Let's see. In terms of category, we made more money from technology. Yeah. In terms of subcategory, we made more money from copiers. So we made more money from copiers and lost more money from tables. Are you appreciating the power of parameters, my friends? Okay, I'm monitoring your charts now. Let me know if you are you worn out? Are you worn out? Anyone from PHC? I have not been able to connect with any of my peer here for support. You have an online support on the group, guys. Take advantage of it. So with good number of parameters, you can achieve like 10 charts on a single chart. Absolutely, yes. Yes. You can actually play with a lot of things. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about parameters today is what we call sheet swapping. Sheet swapping. Now, when it comes to sheet swapping, even though I am going to talk about it, I want you to remember what I'm going to leave you with today. Yes, I'm talking about sheet swapping, but there is a newer technology that Tableau has invented, which I promise that I will do a video on it. and that I would send that video within the week. It's called dynamic zone visibility. Dynamic zone visibility. I would recommend that you try, if you really want to go far on your Tableau journey, please stay on the group. I will be dropping things there for you. Until once you gain mastery, you will begin to find out that some of the things that looks complicated looks really simple. Yeah, it's just that you don't understand how to use them. And try your hands on, join the community. That's my big request. Join the community. You're gonna get a lot of inspirations from the community. There are some great guys on the community, trust me. Okay, what could be the reason for the loss in the table when it was the fourth highest in sales? Perhaps they were selling at a discount. Yeah, if we go to sales and see, so sales table was the fourth highest. You are right. Perhaps they were selling tables at a discount. Yeah. Aina David, the data set has been sent to everyone. If you're on the group, we don't keep things to ourselves. We share everything. So it's been sent. Yeah. And I'm going to tag the data set on the, I will tag it on the link that I shared with you guys too, in case you want to go and download. How do you join I will drop a message on the WhatsApp, on the Telegram group to show you how to join the community. Okay, so this is one interesting things that you can get your hands dirty with parameters. How do you use parameters on dashboard? Interesting question. Pretty much simple. You can come out here. If you've used it on this chart, you can come here and then look for the parameters that you've used here. Look at this one, like the sort by. Look at all of these. You can just open them up. So see it here, it entered this place. Yeah. So I could actually float it. I want to float it here. So I could bring it here and just use it from here. So you see, I could bring a parameter here and use it. Got it? Now, but again, there are some fun things I can do with parameters. If I don't want to use, like you see this stuff, like where you see these buttons here. What I did here was it is called passing control. You pass a control using parameters on something else on a dashboard to a parameter. So I'm using this thing to manipulate a parameter. I'm using this page to manipulate a parameter. Let me show you. So I created a page like this. Yeah. Oh, I would do a video and send on this when you get there. It's a job of its own. You do a page like this, come to this place, put that page in here. Then you remember that dashboard actions? You come to dashboard actions and then see parameters. So you create an action, add an action, and then use it for changing parameters. I will send you, I don't want to complicate your study life. I want you to develop gradually so that you don't run into that mental fatigue. Yeah, I'm trying to make you grow gradually. I don't want mental fatigue. Okay, so well done, and well done. Let me show you one more thing before we continue. The last thing I want to show you today is called, I would show you like 2 or 3 things before we close the class. I wanted to pick up a lot more. So the last thing I'm going to show you with regards to parameters is the fact that you can, again, if you want to look, you can go check this out. You have a parameter here, pretty much what we had the last time. Yeah. So now, the last thing I want to talk about to you is about parameters is what we call sheet swapping. Sheet swapping. So let's go to the work we were using to work. So I'm going to call this sheet 1. So I'll call this, rename this to story 1 or bar story. And then I would call this, rename this to a line story. Now, what are we trying to achieve? So I'm going to create a dashboard. On my dashboard, I put in a container there. In that container, I bring in the bar story, and I also bring in what? The line story. In the same container, you see they are in the same container. Look at them. There is a use case, my friends, where I want to take all of these, delete all of these, take this off. So just check that they're in the same container. Yes. There is a use case where you want a situation where I can click a button and all of these will get missing. All of these will die out. And I also want to create a situation where I can click a button and all of these will also die out. That's called sheet swapping. Now, for you to create that experience, you have to create a parameter first. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create a parameter. Sorry. So this, create a parameter. You're going to call this parameter, send a simplified PDF on the steps to create parameter. I won't do that. I won't promise you what I won't do for you. Everything is on the video. I don't have that luxury of time. I'm trying to use the time I have very well for everyone. Yeah, I can't promise you those things. Yeah. Go to the video, write the steps down. It depends on what you're trying to do. Yeah. So that we don't promise you what we can't give you. Now, create a parameter. So this parameter is going to be called sheet swap. Sheet swap. Yeah. What would you do with this parameter? Call it a string. Yeah. Make it a list. And then on the list, I'm going to call one lines, bar, so anything, just bar. And then I'm going to call this one line. Yeah. All right. Got it? Okay. Now, if you got this parameter right, then you've actually done a great deal already. Now, I'm going to drop these and I'm going to say, okay. Now, inside that, that sheet swap, you're going to now, the next step is to do what? Next step is to what? You show the parameter. So that you can see the parameter. Now, the next thing you're going to do is to create a calculated field. In this case, I have created one, which I called sheet swap. Yeah, sheet swap. Give it a name, sheet swap. Then drag in that your parameter inside of it. Sorry. Drag in that parameter sheet swap into it. So sheet swap, and then say apply OK. All right. This calculated field now, I'm going to drag it into filter like this. Did you see that? Now, when I drag it into filter, it's telling me bar, but I won't use that. I'm going to go to what? Custom value list. This is the line story. So I'm going to look for line. There is no word like line, so look for it here. I'm going to cancel. Check how I saved it. I called it line. Okay, so I'm going to come back here, check it. Custom value, try to look for line. Okay, I can't find it. So I'm going to cancel this and go to the bar story first. In the bar story, I will drag this in, go to custom value list, and then type in bar. You see the plus line? The plus here, add it. So it means whenever it's a bar, show this guy. I will say apply. Okay. Now, if you change that sheet swap, where is it? Show it. If you change it from a bar to a line, it's going to go off because it just picked only bar. Yeah. I'm going to go to the line now, and then I'm going to turn this to line. I will drag in the sheet swap here, and then I'm going to go to custom list, and I will use what? Line. Look for line. See if you can find it. Use the plus sign. If it's there, it's okay. And you say apply, and you say okay. Now, anytime you go to bar, this will go off. Now, we're going to go to the dashboard where this exists. In that dashboard, I'm going to open up that parameters. Look at it here. So it's called sheet swap parameter. Here's it. I'll drop it there. Anytime we have bars or lines, you see when we have lines, line comes out. When we have bars, bars come out. What I can do here is I'm going to come here and say distribute evenly. And then here, I'm going to remove this, come here and remove this title. Here too, I will remove title so that you won't know what's going on. Then I'm going to come back here. So as long as this, remove this one from being a fixed height. So I remove that from being a fixed height. And then when you have line, line will take over the place. And when you have bars, bar will take over the place. For this kind of work, what you might want to do is go to like open a new sheet, put sheet swap on text. So bar, dashboard, new sheet is called 7. I will drag that and put as title. So look at this. So whenever it's bar, you to see the bar will come out. Whenever it's line, the line will come out. Okay. Did I bore you with all of this? Yeah, why did you use different colors for profit and loss where there is no zero line that separates them? I don't know what you're asking, man. Maybe you should watch the video again and come back with that question. Okay, did I bore you guys? Sunday Oladeji, what are you saying yes to? That I bored you, or yes, that you picked up everything I was trying to explain? Or what exactly are you saying the yes to? Can't find the summary lecture you say you dropped. It's on the what do you call it, Telegram channel. So I'm going to copy it again and drop it. So it's there right now. You can all find it. Mentally saturated, a belly. I know it's getting, you're getting neck deep now. Yeah. You're getting neck deep now. Okay. Are you guys ready for a little more? We will need what? To rewatch this later. Okay. I will show you one last thing for today, and then I will leave you guys to go home and rest. I know this could be a lot. Dealing with parameters, you will get to master it by and by. It's not something you're just going to pick up very easily. But as you keep using it, you will find it very useful. Did you guys do anything around merging a sheet? Like if you get data sources from different places, how you merge them, inner joins, outer joins. Did you guys do something like that in Power BI? Inner joins, outer joins, middle joins. And please give me feedback on the chat so that I know if I should come in and talk about it. I want to leave you with that for the last thing. If you have done it, then I don't have to bother. But if you are not, then I'm. All right. Can I get feedback? Anyone did joins? If you are in the data analytic class, I believe I'm the one that will teach you guys SQL. So on the first class, I think that's coming up on the 14th. That's funny. That's next week. I will be live in class with SQL. Yeah. First class, I will be live in class to discuss SQL. Did you guys do inner joins, outer joins? Because it's something you will need for SQL too. No feedbacks. No feedbacks. Is everybody that tired? Everybody is so worn out. It froze a bit. Yes, sir. Okay, they said you don't know. Am I reading the updated stuff? Yes, sir. What am I reading? I want to be sure I'm reading your most current post. Newest comment. We haven't done anything like that. No, we haven't. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Allow me to quickly take you guys into the world of joins because you would find it very rewarding. Yeah, for those who are quite tired mentally, if you tell me you're tired, I believe. Trust me, I believe you. And I'm not even trying to stretch you. I'm just trying to see if I could give you as much as I can within 4 weeks. Yeah. Quick with this. Yeah, I'm going to be quick with this. I want to just show you something. Now, go to where you have data source. For the higher school analysis, you see, for the higher school analysis, you and me will agree that we had only, I'm going to pull this off, remove this, and I'm going to pull this off, remove this. So when you look at the data set that we used earlier, no, I can't be insensitive, Jennifer. I have to be sensitive to everyone. I don't want to overload. What I would do is I can support you guys by proxy, which is a promise I've already made. Just let me know the areas you're struggling, and I'm going to, the ones I can refer you to a video that someone has done already, I will. The ones I have to do something for you, I will. The ones I can come on a 30-minute call with you, I will sure give you enough time. But please don't ask questions that I know I have already treated. That's the one that I cannot answer. Yeah. If it's something new, I'll jump on it and help you. Yeah. Now, look at this. When in your journey as an analyst, you are going to come around questions where one data source, your head is almost full, it's not completely full, familiar, so fill it up. Yeah. You can do and send later. Yeah, I will still do and send later, David Emo. But just allow me to drop this one. Yeah. To do videos too are not easy, trust me. I don't really enjoy them. Yeah, no, SQL is a bit not similar to DAX and Power BI. SQL, it's a knowledge area of its own, just like Tableau and Power BI. It's a complete knowledge area of its own. It's for BI people, you will not need it. But for data people, SQL is a must for you. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's keep going. Now, take for instance, I'm going to quickly show you something. I'm going to show you a work that was done. This work on its own, good as it may be, is not enough to tell any story and try. It's not enough to tell any story. It's okay. It gives us enough information. So we're looking at U.S. mass shooting in the U.S. Yeah. Are you with me, or you guys are here arguing on chat instead of listening to me in class? Okay, we're looking at mass shooting in the US, looking at number of victims, looking at the trend, like the trends that have happened over a period, and then looking at the states where all of these has happened the most. And let me take you to where I want to take you to. Let's look at the race of perpetrators. Can you see? Based on these analysis, it shows that there were more white people that committed mass shooting than even blacks or undefined or Latinos or Asians or Native Americans. You see, if you go with these analysis and you say there were more whites that did this, the crime of what? Mass shooting in the US, you know, you are actually giving a misleading information. Yeah, your chart says the demographics was mainly around whites being the perpetrators. It's okay. We're not faulting your chart. We're not faulting your analysis, but you are misleading people. This analysis on its own, fine as it will be, sweet as it looks in your eye, or not, that's not even sweet, whatever you feel about this analysis, is not enough in itself to be a good analysis. Yes. For me to be able to really dig into this conversation around race, if you say 53% of perpetrators were white, it's easy for you to walk out of that door, and then the next thing you're going to tell me is white people are actually more angry and bitter people. You understand what I said? And you would be wrong. You would be wrong because you've brought in your what? Personal bias. Now, let us figure out what's the best way to analyze this data. Why is this class always started ahead of schedule? I can't answer all the questions, guys. Okay. Someone should answer him, please. No. So, you are not ready for what as beginners. Abubakar Usman, that you are ready for everything I'm talking about right now. So, I want to show you something. I'm explaining a concept. Now, what am I saying? For you to make sense of these analysis, you must join two data sets to tell this story. The first data set, the second data set you might need to join is what you call the population census. Make sense? All right. How does that work? That works in this manner. If 53% of perpetrators were white, let us ask ourselves, how many percent of American populations are white? What if 70% of American population is white? 70. You see what I'm talking about now? But 53% of perpetrators were white. It shows you that less white people are volatile. Vis-a-vis, let's say Asians. Let's say Asians, for example. Let's say that people who were of Asian origin, here we are Latinos. So let's say Asians were 7%. Compare that with the only 2% of Asians that live in America. Do you see, by superlating data on data, you can actually give a better picture or interpretation of data. Now, because we know that we need to have this handshake between data, there are points in life where you might want to connect data. Now, let me show you one reason now. You see, The superstore data had three sides. It had orders that were made. And if you understand the US and the Western world the way they are, you can buy something today and return it next month. Yeah. So you can't deal with orders as it were on its own, because if you calculate profit based on orders, you will be wrong. The best way to calculate profit based on orders will be to compare if there was a return to these orders. So you're going to join orders and returns for any analysis you want to do on orders. That will be your best way to look at this. So for you to make those joins, open up this, like double click on these orders, drag in returns. You got this? You see, I dragged in returns. Now, the question you want to do is, you see, everything that was returned was also ordered. But not everything that was returned, not everything that was ordered were returned. Now, if you go with the right join, you see the right join? Yes. If you go with the right join, you would only be dealing with only what is common to these two. And here, oh God, this is, I will try and explain this. And then I will look for a video and send for you guys to understand joins. Yeah, I will do that this week for you to understand joins. It's a very interesting conversation. Now, because if you don't understand joins, my friend, you will make a mess of many analysis. Now, in this case, your best bet will be what? Left join, which is everything that is here and also here is common to these two, but also bigger on this side. I'm going to explain this. Now, you must first look for what is common between them. And in this case, order ID. The way to join this is based on orders. Orders that were what? And orders that were returned. So you're going to look for the order ID. So again, figure out what is common. So there might be a return ID. So let's see what we've got here. So I could take this off and then open returns. Open returns and see if there are things I can actually make out of it. So that's why you need to know your data very well. So I'm going to look at this, hide this. Okay, I can't figure this out right now, but let me see. Okay, we can actually open the data set itself. Let's just open the data set itself, edit connection. Yeah, let's open the data set and see what is common. Don't worry, after this, I'm going to let you guys to go for break. So documents, Tableau repository, data source, 04. Let's go. Here is a superstore. Let's open it and see what is there. All right, so we are going to orders. Let's go to return. Now you see there is an order ID in return. Yes, which should be similar to what you have in order ID. So there is order ID here. There is order ID in returns. Yeah. So we're going to use that as the basis for this connection. So I'm going to go back here. Remove this. Open this. Now, what's the... No. Okay, for some reasons, I don't know why I can't see this. But you should be able to see order ID from here. Order ID. You can try it on your own. You can try it on your own. Check for it. If you don't find it, still buzz me, but I think I should be able to do a full video on this and share with you guys at a later date. So orders, order ID, you can now join them. Now I'll show you this once again, but let me show you something before we quit. Oh, my friends, there is still a lot. There is still a lot to talk about. Okay. Let's start with orders. Let's say that we have blue here. Let's say we have red here. Let's say we have yellow here. And let's say we've got purple here. Yeah? So this is what we have in orders. Then we have a table called return. And in the table for return, the only thing we have there is red. Yeah. If you use what you call a left join. So I'm going to make this bigger because I want us to look at it together. Left join. If you use a left join, you're going to have the outcome of a left join will look like this. So left join, which is pretty much like this. This is a left join. This one is a left join. This one, left join. Yeah? The outcome will be, all of these will come out the way it is now. Are you there? So this is what a left join will look like. Now, if you use a right join, and what is a right join? Show you. Right join. Can you see right join? This one. If you use the right join, the only thing that will come out here is what is common between the two of these. So in this case, what is common between this one is only red. Okay, let's add yellow here. Let's add yellow, sorry. I'm trying to rush now. Let's add white here. So for a left join, in the left join, white will not come out. I hope you can see what I'm showing you. So for a left join, I haven't seen. You should be able to see now and check. Should I make it bolder? Make it 18. Yeah. So you have orders. In orders, you have blue, red, yellow, purple. In return, you have red and white. If it's a left join, where orders is on the left, blue, red, yellow, purple will come out because one, red and red is common here. So you see it came out. Other ones will come out. Blue, yellow, red, because it favors things on the left. It favors everything. You know, the set theory. So this is the left join. Are you there with me? I haven't seen. What have you not seen? How do organizations pay for those kind of tableau analysis? Just curious. So now I don't know what you guys have not seen. Idris, I don't know what you haven't seen, and Yusuf. Now, if you want to go for a right join, so in a right join, when you are interested in things around red, so red will come out in a right join. Red will come out. The only other thing that will come out, because red is common, red will come out in a right join because red is common. Another thing that will come out in a right is white. Why will a white come out? Because a right join favors the things that come from the right. I'll show you what a right join looks like. Look at it. This one. It favors the things that come from the right. All right, cool. Now, if we go for an inner join, what will come out from an inner join is just red. That's the only thing that will show up in an inner join. Because an inner join favors the things that are what? Common to everybody. And when you go for what? A full join. A full join. How does a full join look like? This is what inner join looks like. Inner, this one, this is a full join. The full join will carry everything here. It will bring in everybody here. Pop. So it will remove double red, make it one red. So blue, red, white, yellow, it will bring in everything. This is, it's exactly, yeah, Ishaku, it's actually the math theory, the set theory, yes. So it's something you would need to understand, appreciate as you go into dealing with data, because you will need to make a lot of joins. Like if you can't fully analyze super store data set if you don't join. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. It's been my pleasure. Which one is fuller outer join? I thought I just finished explaining that same question. Thank you, everyone. I hope I have satisfied you for the last 4 weeks. There are things I still can't, there are a lot of things I can still show you, but we don't have the time. But I would like, if you get your hands dirty, reach out to me. I'm going to curate loads of stuff that can help you find your fit. And when you want to share, like when you are sharing your work, when you finish your work, like your analysis and you post your visualization, you can actually go to, what do you call it? I know I will keep updating it for the use. Yes, I will help that. I'll do that. You can actually go on LinkedIn and tag me. I would be happy to see what you do and like it. Yeah. But please don't go and send that very first. That first visualization was just like an initial way to get you salivating. Yeah. Yeah, that's it's still very basic. Yeah. It's still very basic. But when you finish the one you're working on, go in there and then tag me. But make sure you do a nice, sweet work so that I can celebrate you and then welcome you to the community. Now, to join the community, it's very easy. There is nothing big about joining the community. It's just posting what you do, and then you'll be seeing, you connect with people. There is a whole lot of people in the community. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Send your request. I will connect with you. Yeah. I will connect with you. Every one of you that have sent your request, I have liked. I have actually done, accepted all. There is none I don't accept. Yeah. So I will accept. If you tag me on any post and you do a good job, I will also appreciate what you've done. Now, the last thing I'll show to you guys is go into not just my page. As you get to find things you are interested in, all of you will not be interested in the same things. But as you find something you are interested in, please go into the, when you do a job, like I found this interesting. Yeah. So when I finish posting it, see what I did? I put an inspiration. Where did I get that from? You just copy the link of that person's work you got inspiration from and put it on your inspiration. That's something that we do in the community for respect purposes. You want to just show that this is where I got that idea from. So get in there, try to redo people's work and see how much it will improve your learning. For example, if you try to redo this work, you're going to learn a lot about hex maps. If you struggle, let me know. I can make a video and send to you to guide you step by step. Another thing you would find ridiculous is when you get trying to do something like this. You're going to find so much of calculations on this one. So much of calculations on this. Yeah. So the more you try your hands on things, the more you will make a lot of sense in the things you've learned. Yeah. So please go in there and get your hands dirty. try things, struggle with things, and don't get frustrated. I see messages like I'm frustrated, I'm frustrated. Okay, you'll be frustrated. Oh. Just embrace the frustration. Yeah. But the problem that I see, why I can't help some of you is the questions you are asking, we've already done that thing in class over and again. So it just tells me that you've not even spent time to watch the video and you want me to leave everything I'm doing to come in and support you. It's not that easy. Yeah, to be fair, I have a lot that happens around me daily that I can't be helping everybody with little things that I know we have taken out time to cover. But when I see you bring in a decent work, a project, I will jump in. I'm your first help. I'm going to jump in to help you. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Our journey just started. Yeah. It is not finished. It just started. For everyone who commits themselves to the work, our journey just started. We will be in touch. I will be in touch with you. You have access to my Telegram account, but I'm actually going to tell you Telegram might not be the best place to catch me. Yeah. So I could, LinkedIn, you're going to catch me faster on LinkedIn, and you're going to catch me faster on email and perhaps on a phone call. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm sure I have sorted everybody's questions out. We will see again. For those who are in data analytics class, I would see you a bit more. Yeah. Have a great day. Bye. Can we have your LinkedIn? It's my exact name, Jide. My exact name, Etido Ekwere. That I'm the only person with that name on LinkedIn. Okay, have a great time, guys. Appreciate you guys. It's been a pleasure. See data analysts later in SQL class. I think that will be next week. Bye for now and bye.